here. How you doing, mate? Oh, excellent. Yourself?
Okay, how are we looking? Like you looking for a video from you?
Okay,
Yeah, okay, if we're ready, we're ready.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Thomas 3.53. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 17.91. IQ 0 1 lap in 19.22. Third I 1 lap in 22.76. Cut and close 1 lap in 26.72. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 16.91. IQ 0 1 lap in 17.93. Third I 1 lap in 24.98. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 15.3. IQ 0 1 lap in 17.25. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 14.2. Third I 1 lap in 20.08. IQ 0 1 lap in 17.78. Cut and close 1 lap in 21.16. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 13.87. Third I 1 lap in 20.17. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 13.56. 60 seconds remaining. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 13.75. Third I 1 lap in 20.26. IQ 0 1 lap in 19.82. Cut and close 1 lap in 19.59. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 13.51. 30 seconds remaining. Third I 1 lap in 19.31. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.74. Cut and close 1 lap in 20.09. Ten seconds remaining. IQ 0 1 lap in 16.66. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.1. Finish your lap and then land. IQ 0 finished 1 lap in 16.22. Please land. Race over. Next up round 1 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
good perspective of what's going on. See if you can spot the animal versus the giant. Oh, yeah. Can't tell. Yes.
Oh, Daryl.
Oh, Daryl. Take a look.
Are you there, Neil?
All right, yep.
You want to try any
Is everyone ready? No? Waiting? Ken's being a bit slow.
Take batteries if anyone wants.
I'll try them after racing.
Yep.
Alright, you ready, Ken? Alright, guys, let's go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
So there's a lift to the gates, is there?
Yes, there's a little hook on the gate.
Oh, right.
But it's not obvious because that
Whole
gate
shot
is
BMS Paul 4.46.
when you become an MMRC member, when we do a race day or whatever else, we just put that little badge on. But when you become a GMAC member as well, then you get a key.
You're at Port Relative.
Yeah. I'll take you up there so you're not walking all that way back. Yeah.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 24.98. Archmage AU 1 lap in 23.98. Beanie 1 lap in 27.3.
And there's a little
Kentucky 1 lap in 30.41.
taking the video signals you come through, and that's how we record the lap times all coming through.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.93. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.15.
Have you got any?
Kentucky 1 lap in 23.42. Beanie 1 lap in 27.83.
Yeah. I used to fly camera drones, but it's
BMS Paul 1 lap in 20.98. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.63.
The DJI stuff is awesome. But absolutely.
Beanie 1 lap in 23.01. Kentucky 1 lap in 23.44.
Yes.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 20.74. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.44. 60 seconds remaining.
I moved over a couple of months ago and I can't go back.
yeah, okay.
Kentucky 1 lap in 22.55. Beanie 1 lap in 23.33. BMS Paul 1 lap in 20.82. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.08.
Very smooth.
30 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 25.18. Kentucky 1 lap in 28.36.
Seems comfy, seems happy, I'm glad.
It looked like it too. It didn't look
Archmage AU 1 lap in 24.35. 10 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 24.22. Kentucky finished 1 lap in 24.64. Please land. Finish your lap and then land. Archmage AU finished 1 lap in 21.49. Please land.
I think he's actually digital. Digital, you'll see bigger artifacts, but you don't see the detail in the gates and stuff as much. I mean,
very nice.
absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Kentucky finished 1 lap in 27.24. Please land.
Just don't fool yourself.
Unless mucking up.
Race over. Next up round 1 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
Okay. In between races, it takes a lot of the pressure.
This dude just cruising in slow motion.
Ready?
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot super dizzy die 2.32. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 7.28.
They can't see each other. I reckon you would have sworn each other down. Oh!
Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 34.11. Troy Star 1 lap in 45.0. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 30.21. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 71.87. Troy Star 1 lap in 34.44. "60 seconds remaining. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 26.87. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 41.54. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 25.99. 30 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 51.21. "10 seconds remaining. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 34.94. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 26.99. Finish your lap and then land. Floppy thumbs finished 1 lap in 26.52, please land. Super dizzy die finished 1 lap in 33.05, please land.
These two guys have just been training and they're just flying for the first time in history. So they're freaking out.
Okay.
Race over. Next up round 2 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
Yeah, yeah. No. That's not where you start. But see, the other thing is that we use the track. Right. And so you can just plug your tracks into the computer.
Yeah, the finals.
So last night was the first night I actually practiced the track. Normally I don't bother to rock up on the race day. Okay, so if you don't have a log for any tracks with MMRC at the start, okay, every month we copy that. So this track, as is, put up until 2 nights ago. Great design.
Hurry up BMS Thomas. Hurry up IQ 0. Next up round 2 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
Everyone ready? I'll come and join you in a minute.
Yeah, ready.
Okay, good luck guys.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Hole shot BMS Thomas 2.95. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 13.8. IQ 0 1 lap in 15.65. Third eye 1 lap in 20.07. Cut and close 1 lap in 20.38. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.79. IQ 0 1 lap in 14.68. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.71. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.99. IQ 0 1 lap in 13.66. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.41. Third eye 1 lap in 16.77. IQ 0 1 lap in 13.41. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.29. Third eye 1 lap in 16.32. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.97. Cut and close 1 lap in 19.65. IQ 0 1 lap in 13.77. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.7. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.02. 60 seconds remaining.
Fantastic. We all started there.
IQ 0 1 lap in 23.66.
So your mind soldiers learn the hard way and build it, get a problem.
Get
30 seconds remaining.
Bloody hell, Thomas.
That's close though.
Is it? It's really
Yes.
not.
No,
23 to
but
27.
if you account your build
Race
up,
over.
it is close.
Next up round 2 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
You'll be able to get those items again because the industry constantly changes. So if you buy 6, then you guarantee that as soon as you smash it up, it will happen. We're not living in a fantasy world. People we know, even when you're learning, pretty robust brain.
Actually, there was one MMRC race where I do good, but you missed it.
Ah.
I don't know if you've seen the video. It's that
So there's a temptation.
HD0,
Yeah.
the day 1 HD0 video.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Or what we tend to do.
That day I think I flew like.
Today's my first day at HD0 day.
So you
Is it?
always go
Yeah.
one.
I know.
Exciting!
And I guarantee you,
Oh
I
no,
leave
it
these
was hard to
places
get
not
used
going.
to. It's like, I've played one crack so far. Had to turtle once.
And there's one of them that just
That's alright.
You scared to just like do every little thing?
Yeah, I don't want to touch anything.
Yeah. I can relate to that.
Oh.
It's a curse in disguise.
Oh.
Oh, what are you looking for?
there is. Yes. Yep. Mainly because
Anyone taken any of my batteries yet? You're gonna have to charge them, fellas.
Ah. That's not supposed to be like that, Joe.
now it's just like TX, Murray, quite long, ground, done. And it's actually the same video transfer. They're way easier. It's quite literally just plug power in.
I was wondering whose prop that was.
Just 2 wires.
Alright, pilots ready? Yeah?
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Fuck. I'm sorry. Jeez. It's like that.
Whole shot BMS Paul 4.0.
What'd you do, Ken?
Oh, it's all shaky, I don't know. Does it make a funny noise or anything?
BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.13. Beanie 1 lap in 21.37.
I'll be honest, I don't think the brakes matched up.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 20.72. Beanie 1 lap in 23.12. BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.64. Beanie 1 lap in 23.96. Archmage AU 1 lap in 24.8. BMS Paul 1 lap in 19.08. Beanie 1 lap in 24.38. 60 seconds remaining. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.5.
Yeah, now you're feeling it. And we're always feeling it, and you're just putting it through, babe.
Very optimistic with your clothing choice, Joe.
Beanie 1 lap in 22.42. BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.49. 30 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 26.23. 10 seconds remaining.
People, take tape. I have to start giving them out. You know.
Finish your lap and then land.
6.
BMS Paul finished 1 lap in 20.94. Please land.
They shouldn't.
Beanie finished 1 lap in 21.66. Please land.
They're puffy, but
Yeah, I won't be able to try them until next week, but because I've only got 4 exports.
okay. If you find what, yeah, I have it. You can just, if you find one that's like just good, just pay me for the good ones, I guess. And
Yeah,
then,
dude, that one when you started picking it up and you just like gained altitude and all.
Race over.
That was scary.
Next up round 2 time trial 3. With floppy thumbs on R1. Super Dizzy Die on F2. Troy Star on F4.
65.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hi.
I went to the doctor.
What's the range?
I'm underweight.
Okay, 'cause, yeah, I'm meant to be around like to my height. Yeah, that's like a lot. Yeah.
It's kind of weird because I'm usually a whole head shorter than it right now.
It's very understand. I get to be like normal height. It is. It's like average height. Yeah. Although it is going up.
Did I really have a meal? What I was saying to my altitude when I was going straight through, man, and I think which way was going.
It might have been on the side of the track. The only one that was a bit scared.
You sort of think about things a bit
Beanie didn't go super high. So he would be overtaken and then you'd overtake him.
Flag right there.
Oh, they're not yet. So I didn't want to. Yeah.
This is your rally.
That was a main joke. It's very, very good. Very cool. Yeah, that was the only one that was a bit sketch. So I realized I didn't have time to do it.
Yeah, that's my life. It's like that way.
That'd be great.
My only benchmark is doing better ones.
That's the only way.
That was pristine.
Have you ever played League of Legends? You gotta watch the champions online.
They've probably used them like ages.
Yeah, my friend Nate watches so I would do hunting and
Get that way. Okay, everyone ready?
Arm your quads.
dude, that shit. Yeah.
Starting on the tone in less than 5.
I got a piece of my mind.
Whole shot super dizzy die 2.07.
Exercises to improve your
I mean, like it's for physios technically that, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, substantial.
What, like weights and that?
Yeah.
Oh, before I had my arm, yeah. Before I wrecked my wrist, yes. So I've been waiting for when
Well, two
the
really match.
You were all within about.
start doing stuff.
Troy Star 1 lap in 35.29. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 40.15.
There's a big green like. There's a big green thing on there. That's actually the back of the front of the turned around. Yeah, I know it's big. Oh look, see, there's green paint on the top as well.
Troy Star 1 lap in 30.52. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 31.38.
Yeah, I'll do that.
This is from last time. That's why I'm disappointed.
Dude,
I bought 3 quads and only one up the
dude, I've been weight reducing.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the details, because now I'm live at the middle this morning.
Troy Star 1 lap in 28.25. 60 seconds remaining. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 29.47.
I'm thinking that
30 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 31.69. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 29.23.
maybe
10 seconds remaining. Super dizzy die finished 1 lap in 28.7. Please land. Troy Star finished 1 lap in 43.75. Please land.
I
Race over. Next up round 3 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7. Next up round 3 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
Okay. Got video, Joe? Got nothing here. Okay. Go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Hole shot BMS Thomas 2.91. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.6. IQ 0 1 lap in 13.09. Third eye 1 lap in 17.35. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.78. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.4. IQ 0 1 lap in 12.81. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.36. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.95. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.09. IQ 0 1 lap in 13.41. Cut and close 1 lap in 20.91. Third eye 1 lap in 21.14. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.9. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.45. Cut and close 1 lap in 16.77. Third eye 1 lap in 23.15. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.48. 60 seconds remaining.
I want to test my quad very quickly.
It doesn't, yeah. So you sound tighter. And the 90%, right? You get 90% discount for cycles.
30 seconds remaining. Race over. Next up round 3 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
Come out!
the race isn't like a 9-lap race, then that's not gonna matter.
Oh.
How many rounds we thinking?
Hey, you get kiss a couple from the back.
So that should charge.
I can't see the
Little 6 hours battery.
see outside.
Oh. Analog versus digital.
Yes, yeah.
Dun. All right, ladies and gents, you ready? Yep.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Oh, no, I've done that a few times.
Whole shot BMS Paul 3.83.
Share the skies,
Tragedy has struck.
play nice. That's awesome.
Tested the response.
Play nice.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 19.8.
You were the BIT.
Archmage AU 1 lap in 23.65. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.35. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.25. Beanie 1 lap in 28.97. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.59. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.48. Beanie 1 lap in 21.95. BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.56. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.17. 60 seconds remaining.
I tested it with 35.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.35. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.1.
It's all shaky, the video. I thought, oh, maybe it's the camera.
30 seconds remaining.
Change the camera, maybe it's right.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.28. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.45. BMS Paul 1 lap in 7.51. Beanie 1 lap in 24.22. 10 seconds remaining. Finish your lap and then land. Archmage AU finished 1 lap in 24.9. Please land. Beanie finished 1 lap in 21.6. Please land.
Yeah, midair.
Oh, that was you.
Did you run it past? Run it right down?
No, midair. It's fine, it's all back. I'll tell you where that battery is from.
Race over. Next up round 3 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
Yeah, all good, yeah.
I flipped it over before the battery actually.
Poor baby.
Run, run.
Oh, God, I was terrified. me tell you one thing. This one ain't gonna sit there, dude. I'll give it a go. I'm really surprised that worked so well.
Okay, how are we looking? Are we all ready? Do it.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot super dizzy die 1.59.
These is the mushroom on one side. I was gonna do that.
Troy Star 1 lap in 31.79. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 33.49. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 30.57. Troy Star 1 lap in 28.67. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 25.92. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 33.8. Troy Star 1 lap in 27.44. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 25.62. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 28.01. 60 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 26.09. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 25.02. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 26.72. 30 seconds remaining. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 23.71. Troy Star 1 lap in 25.37. 10 seconds remaining. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 26.18. Finish your lap and then land. Floppy Thumbs finished 1 lap in 25.06. Please land. Troy Star finished 1 lap in 25.52. Please land.
Got 23 there, Neil. Really nice.
Super Dizzy Die finished 1 lap in 31.22. Please land.
They really are.
I guess so. Maybe just you got some kind of second layer.
Yeah, I've got this in the car.
Yeah. Maybe I should look in the car. Like $1 million, you know.
Race over.
But they're pitching, they're meant to pitch.
Next up round 4 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
Yes. Just with like the stretching of your skin as you like rock back and forth, it crawls up and it doesn't, no matter how grippy. I've literally got like 50 pairs of like custom resin printed last year at work stick ends. Not a single one did the trick because I'm like, okay, I thought it was the shape. It ain't the shape.
It's just your skin.
Yeah.
Because it was, I think last month, you just looked at watched my fingers cut and slip off the seat. You worry me, man. Anyway, so he sent me the link and I'll try it. But yeah, I've just got control. It's a weird concept. I tried them on the sim and I went, it just doesn't feel like, because what was happening was this finger would slip off when I go forwards, and then this one would kind of click off the top of them while and then I'd be readjusting mid-fly. You know, that's it.
Is the wind right down a little?
No wind at all now.
It's 2020s.
Definitely jinxing it.
Holy shit. Just the sweet spot. I'm really
Okay.
I think the practice on the sim.
Oh, it's ready.
Because I'm not learning the track while I'm training. Ready?
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Thomas 2.81. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.97. IQ 0 1 lap in 12.85. Third I 1 lap in 17.13. Cut and close 1 lap in 21.77. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 12.08. Third I 1 lap in 17.19. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.81. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.45. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.5. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.82. Third I 1 lap in 16.45. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.2. Third I 1 lap in 17.82. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.06. Race over. Next up round 4 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
Obviously not a second, almost a second. I'm like a very high.
Oh my god!
You good?
Crazy! Oh, we show war pants!
Regretting your choice of attire?
The lower half, yes.
Yeah.
The lower portion. Oh.
If no water makes it fly bad, hot water makes it fly good, boiling water should make it fly amazing, right? Mind-blowingly good. And you know what? 500 degrees steam, maybe better.
Oh. Alright, pilot's ready.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Paul 3.86. BMS Paul 1 lap in 19.1. Beanie 1 lap in 21.21. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.6. Kentucky 1 lap in 25.64. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.1. Beanie 1 lap in 22.19. Archmage AU 1 lap in 25.26. Kentucky 1 lap in 21.15. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.92. Beanie 1 lap in 20.25. Archmage AU 1 lap in 19.17. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.71. Kentucky 1 lap in 25.0. Beanie 1 lap in 25.46. BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.15. 60 seconds remaining. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.84. Beanie 1 lap in 19.6. Kentucky 1 lap in 22.85. Archmage AU 1 lap in 30.21. 30 seconds remaining. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.73. Beanie 1 lap in 24.2. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.91. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.13. 10 seconds remaining. BMS Paul 1 lap in 22.35. Beanie 1 lap in 19. Finish your lap and then land. Kentucky finished 1 lap in 19.78, please land. Archmage AU finished 1 lap in 20.96, please land. BMS Paul finished 1 lap in 19.96, please land. Race over. Next up round 4 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
You got a PB though.
Yeah, I've got a 987.
Take them off. Like, you can. You can. I know. But
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot super dizzy die 1.97.
How many more packs are we going to need, Ken? Hey, how many more packs are we going to need, Joe?
Oh, I don't know.
Around 4?
We normally do about 8 or 9 rounds.
9 rounds and 3
9
points.
rounds and 3 points. 12. We'll be doing that. You need another. Well, this is 3, so you need another 8.
Super dizzy die 1 lap in 32.18. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 28.24. Troy star 1 lap in 34.76.
Oh, it's round 4 actually, it is. It's round 4, Joe. I'm looking at like time trial 3. Round 4. We need 8.
Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 24.84. Troy star 1 lap in 28.17. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 41.76. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 25.36. Troy star 1 lap in 27.93. 60 seconds remaining. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 27.81. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 23.11. Troy star 1 lap in 27.27. Thirty seconds remaining. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 26.19. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 22.72. Troy star 1 lap in 27.22. 10 seconds remaining. Floppy finish your lap and then land. Super dizzy die finished 1 lap in 40.47. Please land. Troy star finished 1 lap in 25.92. Please land. Floppy thumbs finished 1 lap in 24.13. Please land. Race over. Next up round 5 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
So the good thing with this method that you're trying to work out, it's all about flight time. It's as much stick time as you can get down into the. And if you crash, basically we just say that, stay out there. But normally you can flip your quad and get break your pilot or something. You just stay there until it makes its pitch. Because we used to try and do constant just races. And what we found was it's just too much pressure. I know there are points that it was always just this constant pressure. So I dialed it back to, no, we're just going to have practice after practice after practice. And it's all just about, okay, just push yourself, don't worry about anyone else. And so after lunch, that's when we actually work.
And that's when Floppy choked.
People love
The pressure of racing.
Yes.
Ready, Gabe? Okay, let's do it.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Thomas 2.72. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.73. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.82. Third I 1 lap in 17.43. Cut and close 1 lap in 17.75. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.29. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.24. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.33. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.91. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.28. Third I 1 lap in 15.56. Cut and close 1 lap in 16.75. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.1. IQ 0 1 lap in 12.01. Third I 1 lap in 15.28. Cut and close 1 lap in 16.03.
Gotta go in tens now, Gabe.
Like bring me down, and then I'll just about hit
What
the
round
ground
will we
there,
at?
accelerate.
This is 5.
So we're doing 9
We'll do 9 rounds, then we do finals, yeah?
Alright, so
12 total. So that's what we want.
No,
Whoa.
60 seconds remaining.
and I get it. Can't do it.
Race over.
That's the thing you'll notice.
Next up round 5 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
I don't have it. Sorry.
Your challenge used to play 20.
Got to 22,
I know.
and even then I was flying on that edge of this is going to cost me money.
They're both 22s, I think.
I've got a 19.1.
Yeah. It drifts and you've got nothing and yet. Yes. But I reckon there's a clear difference between the guys that can fly on a constant and those others that Hey?
You don't give yourself enough credit.
Thanks, mate. I don't know how to cope with compliments.
That's alright, I can bring you down as quick too.
But you're right, Gabe. I can't bring myself to do it. I have to practice it. I just have to know that by accelerating to the ground, it's going to be. My brain's just not going to.
Is your old
There is that. Thank you.
Dana? Alright, pilots ready?
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Paul 4.58. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.86. Beanie 1 lap in 20.74. Kentucky 1 lap in 21.07. Archmage AU 1 lap in 24.72. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.57. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.67. Beanie 1 lap in 28.03. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.63. Kentucky 1 lap in 20.4. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.33.
Keep going.
Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.03. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.22. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.81.
Try to go for it.
The best fun, right, was you'd be chasing each other and someone
60 seconds remaining.
you know it's gonna happen, and you'd hear the crash. Then you'd hear
Kentucky 1 lap in 18.95. Beanie 1 lap in 30.2.
And you hope that your other
BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.84.
oh no, there's always multiple. And it wasn't like you could go and go, it'll be fine. You knew it was going. Carbon fiber, it's everywhere.
BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.33. 30 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 23.97.
And they were like this far off the ground. So you basically had to scrape the nose of your quad along the ground to get through it.
Can't have 3 break.
That was fun.
Same place that you got nights with us? Same park?
No, I think that was someone else. Yeah.
10 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 20.1.
All this stuff I wish I went to. I don't know, it was a different scene back then. Yeah, let's see if I can...
Finish your lap and then land.
I don't know, I was watching along from the sidelines, all the screens, all the videos.
Beanie finished 1 lap in 19.77. Please land.
The front, if I'm not back in front.
Does you see vlogs, don't you?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, JDL.
Alright, so no Neil. Awesome, I don't have to worry about smacking into someone. Love it.
Race over. Next up round 5 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
Nothing at all.
I ain't using a dog comb, so...
Yeah, but I'm also not. You guys have got way more throttle than what I have.
Yeah, that's true.
Realistically,
Okay. Just the 2 of yous.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot Super Dizzy Die 1.98.
Then I go back to this video. A dynamic idle, 70% throttle tap, 1950 PB. Like, this doesn't look sustainable.
Troy Star 1 lap in 30.69. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 32.25.
This is like even where the game is hitting. This is kind of just like making sure the lines are moving. Then there's the whole other aspect. It's the right spot on the gate. I can't do that for speed driving. Can't make
Troy Star 1 lap in 25.84. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 25.38.
you're not like optimizing the corner of the gate and hitting
Troy Star 1 lap in 25.24. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 26.78. 60 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 24.88. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 25.8.
I've gotten better in a lot of race theory.
30 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 24.38. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 24.86. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 11.53. 10 seconds remaining.
Good lap there, Di.
Finish your lap and then land. Super Dizzy Die finished 1 lap in 37.33. Please land. Troy Star finished 1 lap in 25.22. Please land. Race over.
What?
Huh?
Was it close?
Yeah.
Next up, round 6 time trial 1,
Yeah.
with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
On the last bit, he decided to
just broke my thumb. But it's actually it's
weird
awesome
if
to see.
Thomas crashes out and just throws it straight.
away on that.
Okay, pilot's ready.
Road racing event.
Should be. Okay.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Thomas 2.74. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.5. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.41. Third I 1 lap in 16.59. Cut and close 1 lap in 18.23. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.91. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.1. IQ 0 1 lap in 10.89. Cut and close 1 lap in 16.61. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.92. Third I 1 lap in 16.02. Cut and close 1 lap in 16.19. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.99. Third I 1 lap in 14.96. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.7. Cut and close 1 lap in 16.12.
Bit more voltage. Change the charge, we'll go faster.
Yeah?
Race over. Next up round 6 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
Just one time, yeah, 10, 10,
It's one of those things like loads there to safely.
okay, 10 apparently. I'll
Yeah.
have to review it.
Once you break it, once you sit down
Okay.
even just the basics of that little sort of click and stop. You get this sense of achievement. It's a weird thing. And then it translates into, well, how do you the only reason it's
Very dusty, the ground.
so I think the center is actually very simple.
Here.
And I think when you really down, it's such a waste of theory. I think theory can even help you go into the PC via HDMI and then run it in the goggles to really see it.
Yeah, I've been drone on my series.
It's good.
It's pretty decent, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than the old Fat Sharks used to do.
Oh, I can imagine. So, you know, you really can pretend that you're actually doing it. It doesn't cost you the props.
Get the brain chips put in.
And it's interesting actually. Are you back up?
Yeah, mate. You're gas bagging, so I'll just let you do your thing.
Very cool.
I'd
We used to
say
have
they are
younger people, Gabe started.
10% better chemical and like longevity than pneumatic. So I think they
Alright.
take a little more abuse chemically.
Pilot talk comfy? All ready to go? Yeah.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
If like a gold com's 0 and the battery is at 100, I'd put these at like 70.
Whole shot BMS Paul 3.83. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.87. Kentucky 1 lap in 20.02. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.92. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.77. Kentucky 1 lap in 20.96. Beanie 1 lap in 22.73. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.71. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.74. Beanie 1 lap in 21.2. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.07. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.54. Kentucky 1 lap in 38.22. Beanie 1 lap in 21.28. BMS Paul 1 lap in 19.23. 60 seconds remaining. Kentucky 1 lap in 25.38. Archmage AU 1 lap in 19.02. BMS Paul 1 lap in 20.24. 30 seconds remaining. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.18. Kentucky 1 lap in 23.29. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.66. Ten seconds remaining. Kentucky 1 lap in 21.52. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20. Finish your lap and then land. Beanie finished 1 lap in 29.71, please land. Race over. Next up round 6 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
If you build a 4-star pod now,
Definitely made the right
there's
decision.
nothing wrong with it. And it's not cheap, but it's not going to last forever. Like I'm just trying to get not that there's anything wrong. They're perfectly fine. When there's one, I think they're going to get them second hand. So you could buy another car.
Free to hang around. I do know check about giving you a challenge.
You know, the problem is, I'll rise to the challenge.
I know. That's why it's gonna go back. That's why I give it to you.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot super dizzy die 1.62. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 28.3. Troy Star 1 lap in 32.04. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 27.69.
Watch this bit from Neil. Spotting the
Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 23.77. Troy Star 1 lap in 26.62. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 38.36.
Over by the dive.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Just go through the gate. I think you got the dive.
Troy Star 1 lap in 25.66. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 25.26. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 36.72. 60 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 24.29. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 24.53. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 26.65. 30 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 24.88.
Is the weather not cold enough to cool down the VTX?
I think it's those pods I'm running don't get enough airflow through.
Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 28.61. 10 seconds remaining.
Couple holes can I fix them?
Troy Star finished 1 lap in 25.14. Please land.
No airflow.
Good quad. And I've even raised them so that the land gets on here.
It's like it needs kind of cold there.
Race over. Next up round 7 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
What a nice one. That's it. That's my down. Hit the ground there, honestly. Bounce. There you go. Come on.
Neil, do you have any tape? Lecky tape?
Electrical tape? Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I was flying goggles, it was showing me that the VTX was red.
They're quite accurate.
So make you feel more. So I think it was getting into 80 red, like
Okay, guys, ready? Let's go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Don't tell me you just take your arm back together again. You can't do that.
Whole shot BMS Thomas 2.61. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.03. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.35. Third I 1 lap in 15.32. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.79. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.03. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.71. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.54. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.84. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.0. Third I 1 lap in 15.7. Cut and close 1 lap in 18.13. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.81. IQ 0 1 lap in 10.96. Third I 1 lap in 15.36. Cut and close 1 lap in 20.05. Third I 1 lap in 14.38.
Yeah, time trials until
60 seconds remaining. Race over. Next up round 7 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
I like your arm, Ken. It's good. Alright, we good? Let's go.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Paul 3.76. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.58. Kentucky 1 lap in 21.08. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.48. Beanie 1 lap in 26.47. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.87. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.66. Beanie 1 lap in 21.45. Kentucky 1 lap in 27.15. BMS Paul 1 lap in 23.75. Archmage AU 1 lap in 19.14. Kentucky 1 lap in 21.7. Beanie 1 lap in 25.26. BMS Paul 1 lap in 17.79. Archmage AU 1 lap in 17.98. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.25. BMS Paul 1 lap in 15.92. 60 seconds remaining. Archmage AU 1 lap in 18.41. BMS Paul 1 lap in 15.96. Beanie 1 lap in 20.2. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.19. Kentucky 1 lap in 31.23. 30 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 19.66. Kentucky 1 lap in 21.95. 10 seconds remaining. Finish your lap and then land. Race over. Next up round 7 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
Let me know when you want to put lunch on.
Yeah. ASAP?
Yep.
You have murder screws on you? Any?
2 days worth.
So much.
Someone must have a quad that can take one off. Well, I've got quads that can take one off, but you know, I don't want to forget that.
I reckon you're gonna find one, Sandy. How many batteries do you reckon this needs today, by the way?
Alright, we're good? Yeah. Ready?
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot Troy Star 2.21.
Flip, die, wrong switch. There we go.
Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 24.54. Troy Star 1 lap in 35.34. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 22.51. Troy Star 1 lap in 26.1. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 34.36. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 32.07. Troy Star 1 lap in 27.42. "60 seconds remaining. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 40.04. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 29.16. Troy Star 1 lap in 25.44. 30 seconds remaining. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 26.63. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 24.01. Troy Star 1 lap in 25.08. 10 seconds remaining. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 23.96. Floppy Thumbs finished 1 lap in 22.96, please land. Finish your lap and then land. Troy Star finished 1 lap in 31.04, please land. Super Dizzy Die finished 1 lap in 25.76, please land.
Okay, fast boys.
Race over. Next up round 8 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
I like what?
It's
This track.
10.7.
No.
10.7 and 10.8.
You're gonna set a second lap.
There you go. Beat that, guys. 7.51.
Sorry.
Oh, that's kind of mean, isn't it?
On the same track.
Sorry.
But that
Okay. Alright, pilots ready?
yep.
Yep. Okay, that sounds good to me.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Thomas 2.65.
What happened?
BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.24. IQ0 1 lap in 11.57.
Sabotage.
Cut and close 1 lap in 18.21. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.54. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.72. Cut and close 1 lap in 15.64. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.16. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.4. Race over. Next up round 8 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
All good. Except for the... Oh.
That's not too bad. Close.
Thank you.
Pilot's ready?
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot BMS Paul 3.89. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.43. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.77. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.27. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.74. Archmage AU 1 lap in 19.38. Beanie 1 lap in 20.37. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.4. Kentucky 1 lap in 33.26. Archmage AU 1 lap in 18.17. Beanie 1 lap in 18.59. BMS Paul 1 lap in 15.66. Kentucky 1 lap in 18.84. Archmage AU 1 lap in 19.15. BMS Paul 1 lap in 14.9. Beanie 1 lap in 20.86. Kentucky 1 lap in 18.97. 60 seconds remaining. Archmage AU 1 lap in 21.88. BMS Paul 1 lap in 21.86. Beanie 1 lap in 27.92. Kentucky 1 lap in 23.62. BMS Paul 1 lap in 16.78. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.27. 30 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 21.54. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.56. BMS Paul 1 lap in 18.81. 10 seconds remaining. Archmage AU 1 lap in 25.4. BMS Paul finished 1 lap in 16.78. Please land. Finish your lap and then land.
And so basically,
Is it 2 weeks or 1 week?
Archmage A, you finished 1 lap in 19.56.
either way, there's
Please
2
land.
and generally that's enough.
Race over. Next up, round 8 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
Really, so I can disarm whatever I want. I don't have to wait for radio.
So yeah, this was our old deal. We finished up for the day, and then he challenged me again. Oh yeah, I bet you couldn't do it in reverse, so the whole track in reverse.
And then we had to put something on the table,
So it
which
was
was whoever lost had to have the name Floppy Thumbs.
floppy T.
Or Floppy T.
Yeah.
And it has.
And yeah, he has a challenge for another one. So
I kind of like the name though. I like it.
yeah,
I own it.
This is a great feature that Thing has added. When you got your PV, I don't know whether like most people got it in the last round.
So in theory, if the timing system
although to get his best up,
is the time it would take for the first person to get through the start finish gate. But unfortunately, start
close, Gabe. You're close.
might move in that way a bit. Because there's a
Touch
red
up the
thing on the
face.
ground, and that's shining back this way, and that picks up the video signal. So actually, I'm going to move them. I'm going to move the things forward so we get the whole shot. Okay, everyone ready? Not quiet? Turn off and on again if they haven't started by now.
Something like that was maybe 25 minutes. But I only found out like the emails back.
I'm in the red.
Okay, good.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot Super Dizzy Die 1.51.
Are you running 200? All bullshit.
Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 28.3. Floppy Thumbs 1 lap in 26.37. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 24.31. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 29.19. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 24.31. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 28.65. 60 seconds remaining. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 28.04. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 25.32. Seconds remaining. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 22.01. Seconds remaining. Floppy thumbs 1 lap in 19.97. Super dizzy die 1 lap in 40.16. Finish your lap and then land.
19.97 then back. That's exactly how it happens, right? Because I hit the gate right at the cross button. Like it was.
So, what one big go that way, one big go that way.
Hopefully that was the battery being ejected, so we're good. Which is with the 20.
You done, Di?
I'm feeling good. I like this track. It's got a nice.
Race over.
When you get the smooth, it's spot on. The moment you're outside of that, oh.
Next up round 9 time trial 1, with BMS Thomas on R1, IQ 0 on R2, cut and close on F4, third eye on R7.
It's just an oversized JS1.
Okay, pilots ready? Okay.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Hole shot BMS Thomas 2.55. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.98. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.07. Third I 1 lap in 16.09. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.69. IQ 0 1 lap in 10.87. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.59. IQ 0 1 lap in 10.97. Third I 1 lap in 18.84. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 11.23. IQ 0 1 lap in 11.0. Cut and close 1 lap in 15.38. Third I 1 lap in 14.47. BMS Thomas 1 lap in 10.9. IQ 0 1 lap in 12.36. Cut and close 1 lap in 15.82. Third I 1 lap in 17.58.
Gotta leave dog come. I can't even do 4 laps of
Third I 1 lap in 15.96.
Well, they're talking about making a 5 lap race. I'm going to skip this one, okay?
Really?
60 seconds remaining.
like 4 brand new good other than being overcharged, but I've flown them since.
Race over.
Since
NZ.
NZ.
So they shouldn't be like dead yet.
Yeah, but oh no, High Voltum does do it.
They just died. Did I? Oh,
Yeah,
Yes, I did.
takes an improvement.
2 10s. That's.
Next up round 9 time trial 2, with BMS Paul on R2, Beanie on F2, Archmage AU on R7, Kentucky on R8.
Because you don't disarm when you get about to hit the net. You don't disarm because you just go, well, I'm not hitting the ground. Yeah.
Gabe, can you do the other bit?
I will spacebar for you. Do you want the full commentary package?
No,
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5.
Oh, sorry if someone's not ready. Sure, it is time for that.
Hole shot Kentucky 4.56. Kentucky 1 lap in 19.99. Beanie 1 lap in 21.34. Archmage AU 1 lap in 22.47. Kentucky 1 lap in 22.3. Beanie 1 lap in 20.39. Archmage AU 1 lap in 20.58. Kentucky 1 lap in 20.14. Archmage AU 1 lap in 18.91. Beanie 1 lap in 18.61. Archmage AU 1 lap in 18.56. Kentucky 1 lap in 27.71. 60 seconds remaining.
Would there probably be in that than something like this? And it's like, my makeup, not yours.
Every now and then I forget what I move the numbers and I forget, and I go through the old.
Kentucky 1 lap in 22.93. 30 seconds remaining. Beanie 1 lap in 42.07. Kentucky 1 lap in 20.09. Beanie 1 lap in 19.43. 10 seconds remaining.
10 hours later. Fuck, I should have stopped a little sooner.
Finish your lap and then land.
I am very much well done.
Beanie finished 1 lap in 19.92. Please land. Race over. Next up round 9 time trial 3, with floppy thumbs on R1, Super Dizzy Die on F2, Troy Star on F4.
Display. Time's a waste, Neil. Bar's ready.
Arm your quads. Starting on the tone in less than 5. Whole shot Super Dizzy Die 1.52. Super Dizzy Die 1 lap in 30.71. Troy Star 1 lap in 32.95.
Some of them are like super nuts and some of them. Oh, that's not good.
Opposites. Yeah. The new one.
Oh, except when
Troy
it was on
Star 1
4S.
lap in 27.2.
Tell me if they fly similar. Well, okay, so they don't fly similar right now.
Troy Star 1 lap in 25.35.
Because the OSD
60 seconds remaining. Troy Star 1 lap in 24.54.
Pretty much squeezed it.
30 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's surprising though. It's like, I think the main.
Troy Star 1 lap in 25.06. 10 seconds remaining. Troy Star finished 1 lap in 23.75. Please land.
Oh, yeah, but yeah.
Race over.
What are we up to now? This is like, oh. Out of our no, I think we're going to do finals after this.
I want to eat now.
We're hungry, we need food, we need energy.
I do need food. I didn't even want to do the next run. I just want food. Ooh, we had one viewer a little bit of the time. Damn, that's like a one viewer for like a solid 7 minutes there.